Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for Thursday, July the 1st, and starting with the ASX on the 4-hour chart. Yesterday with this blue wave 4 here, we understood that it was really being controlled by the finance sector. So looking at Commonwealth Bank here, we had wave 4 here with 1 and 2 here and 3 here and ABC for 4 for this wave 4 here. And this is the same thing that, or the same structure that the ASX is going through. Now, the finance sector governs the ASX and CBA is 9% of the index. So, as I've mentioned before, this wave 4 here is just a little bit small compared to the wave 3 correction, the wave 3 wave. So it's just a little bit sort of small here. So having this over here and having this as an A and a B and a C wave over here would be natural, you know, but if that is going to be the case, then that's going to pull the ASX around, isn't it? You know, to a point, it's going to make it really quite sort of messy. The ASX, if it's got the resources on its side and we've got a little bit of a rally coming up this leg here, then we'll see the ASX lift. But just this is the anchor really for the ASX. So just keep bearing that in mind. And we were aware of that when we had this ABC down here. We knew that it was corrective. We knew that it could be wave 4. And then we had a nice wave 1 up. And I thought, oh, okay, well, in a nice impulse wave, we could use that. And then wave 2 here just got a little bit bigger. The size of wave 2 compared to wave 1 here really sort of took that away a little bit, you know. So then we're left with this situation where we've got being pulled around by CBA with an A wave and a B wave and a possible C wave here for that B wave. Now, I understand that, yeah, sure, we could look at this being wave 1 up here and so on, but I think we just need to be a little bit cautious here, that's all. So Thursday is known as a bit of a bear day, so we need to take that on board and hopefully that will finish off. So if this was going to be wave B up here, then we would have wave C coming down. So we want wave C to confirm by taking that low out here. If for whatever reasons the market moves up and takes that top out here, well, then we need to be long at that point because it's above the 50-60% retracement level from the high to the low here. We can see that the supply level really is sort of there basically, you know, at the 73.50. That's where the big orders have been pushing this market back down. So taking that top out is natural to go along at that point. So yeah, I think this is sort of what we're left with here. Now, I could be wrong and this could be up for 1 and back for 2 here and continuing up here. Let's just have a look on the hourly chart. So this has got both counts on, that's why it looks a bit weird, but yeah, the A wave here, and then an A and a B and a C wave here, which we were looking for yesterday, so that's there. And how does this play out? I mean, it can be 5 waves up here, so up for 1 and back for 2, it needs to keep climbing. If it can't climb and it rolls over, then you'll know where we're at this point. This is where you could start buying down here for this. So yeah, it's a bit of a rock and a hard place, really. Let me just have a look on the 20-tick chart here and just see if I can see anything that pops out. You know, it can be an A and a B and a C down here for the correction, then up for wave 1, an A and a B and a C for wave 2, and up for 1 and back for 2. They can all still be there, but it just, I don't know how it's going to pull it around from CBA, you know. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's there. This is a little bit messy. Oh, that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Do I look at that as an A wave and a B wave and a long C wave here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5? Possible. Yeah, such a long shot though. The market would have to get up, you know, above here. You'd have to find support on, well, that level there is 30, isn't it? So 73.30. So a classic trading levels pattern on that would get you there, would be okay to go long at that point. But that's where it could fail from as well, especially if we look at, you know, if we did look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, a bit dodgy to do that, isn't it? But that's clearly 5 waves here, that leg. That's 5 waves in here. So that's 1 and 2 in here and 3 and 4 and 5. I'm used to seeing that. And that's 5 waves here. So that would make that a wave 4 then, wouldn't it, if that was going to be the case? So we could look at this here, take that down here, that's the 38.2%. So we'd need to see that fail. This would be 5 waves. This would be the A, the B, and the C wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little 5th wave here, coming back to the wave 4, 1 lesser degree, even though it's a little bit higher, and coming down at that point. It's a typical Thursday thing where it opens higher and trades lower for the day. So just keep an eye on that. And that move down here, we'd kind of want it to take out this low here as well. I mean, typically it should take out, should come back down to this 72 here. But that would extend that 5th wave here, which would be a bit weird. So I don't really know. I don't have any clear answers for us just on this yet. I need a session to sort it out. So anyway, we can I'll let it go, but you know, we're looking to go long, so we normally go long Thursday afternoon if you can figure it out. If the market, let's just say that we do have a bearish day today, okay? Then if the market seems to sort of drop and then sort of start to show strength late in the afternoon, that's where you get your first position. And then Friday morning we get that position, and then you can build in all of Friday, you can build in, and also Monday morning, because Monday will be bullish as well. And then it'll only be profit taking on Tuesday. So that's the routine that we're looking at. Just to get the timing right, you know. So just taking this back to the 4-hour chart here for a moment. I mean, this, while CBA is moving sideways, and really if we look at CBA again, just here, I mean, this would just be the first leg down here. You know, there would be some sort of A wave here, and B and C, you know, just even a minimal sort of pattern here for this. Just check on A and Z as well. I mean, it's kind of in a bearish position, really. So, you know, because we looked counting up as 1 and 2 and 3 and A and a B and a C for 4, and then we were looking for it to make a new high. It did make a new high, so we can get our 5 waves in there. So, well, if that's the case, then we'll be going into this bear market here, isn't it? You know, I don't know if that wave A is finished yet, or wave B here and C and so on. I mean, obviously they're not finished. You know, we're looking for a bigger correction, but this can just be the first leg down here. It's just landing. It's like a ball bouncing on the 28th floor here. So the first bounce is the highest, and the second, and it goes down again in the third, and then they eventually sort of drop through, you know. So we're still looking for that A wave in that sense. And obviously down here would be where this, down here somewhere, that's where that would support would be. So it'd be something like this here. So the banks are in a bit of a weak situation, so that can really play out on the ASX. So that does mean that if the banks are going to be sort of weakish, then the other market, the resources can be positive in that light. So let's start with iron ore, which was up a little bit. So we'd also been looking yesterday at this being a slightly bigger picture in terms of a correction, so a flat correction as an A and a B and a C wave here. This doesn't need to come all this because this first leg is in 3 waves. That means that we're going to be in a flat correction. So that means that it stays, above, below the top here basically, and above the below here in that regard. Because it's got 3 waves here, it could be a triangle pattern that we move into, a larger triangle pattern. I mean, that's possible as well. So there's 11 or 12 different types of corrections. They could all play out here. But in terms of this being bearish, then we need this low here taken out, where I've got this as wave 1 and 2 here. It needs to take that low out here. The move back up here last night was on lower volume. It was on lower volume than the previous move down. So that tells me that the move up is corrective. So we should see that be moving down a bit again. Let's just check it out on the tick chart. Did I bring in too much data, did I? Let's just... Okay, so I still want to bring in more. Yeah, so like I said, we know we've got this A, B, and C wave down here for the A wave, so that's all good at that point. Just borrow a few of these up here, keep the whole train moving along, and same as over here. So we're definitely in some type of corrective pattern here. What I was looking at yesterday that we spoke is this little pattern from this low here. We counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for an A wave, a B wave, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So really here we've got this ABC correction in here for this to that point. So that's why I figured that we could go lower. And we were looking yesterday, probably have to put this wave 4 over here, which makes sense really, doesn't it? We've got the A wave and we've got this B wave coming down in 3 waves here, and then it looks like a C wave there. So we can put that wave 1 and 2 in here, wave 1 there and 2 here. Just looking at the bearish side, I mean, it could play out more. It could be an A wave here, then an A and a B and a C wave over here. So that's also possible as well here. We're just working through this. I don't have any answers just yet for this, but what we can work on here now next is looking at this low and looking at its 50-60% retracement level here. And we'll be looking at that in 3 waves. So do we have any ABCs? No, so we need to make them. This move up here is well, we can look at this as wave A, which possibly could be wave 1 at some point, and wave C here for wave 2. So to get rid of the bearish pattern, we would need to move past this. So we'd see this as a B wave here, and then a C wave up here in 5 waves. So anything that long trade that we've got here sitting above here, which we could bring down to here, we could also bring that over to this high here as well, but we'll just leave it there for the time being. We need that to play out, because at this point, this is where it can come down again at this point. I understand that it could also, be up for 1 and back for 2, up for 1 and back for 2, and then move up from that point, and then we'll capture it at that point there. But we need to play past this, because there's a good case for having 5 waves down here for this, which can be wave 1 based on this A, B, C pattern here. Or it could also be bullish. We're right in the middle of a big correction here, so we just need time for it to reveal itself in that space. So So coming back here, we need to take this low out. This can be down for wave 1, back for wave 2, and then down again for this. So I don't know that. It's also possible that this could continue to move up in part of a larger correction. So this B wave may not be finished. It's possible to put this B wave over here. So there's a lot of things that could go on here just yet, but yeah, we don't. I mean, the only thing I do know for sure is that this move down from the top here is in 3 waves. So I know that this whole, whatever's happening here is bullish. It's a bullish corrective pattern, and it's unlikely to come down to that point there, actually. So I'm just going to move these out of the way, because as an A and a B and a C wave here, it would only come back down to this point here, in line with this wave A here for this, because of the 3 waves here, and that's very clear, that point there. So yeah, something going on in here. Like I said, this B wave could come and play out across here, and then we've got more of a C wave sitting over here. I'm not quite sure yet, but I also know too that this 3 wave correction here is really a bit too small, you know. So unless we look at all of this move here, where I've got wave 4 and 5 here, unless we look at all of that as wave 1 here and wave 2 over here, then it doesn't, then that's okay, you know, and we can look at this as up for 1 here and some sort of wave 2 coming back, well, to this point, really, to that point right there. So yeah, we need to see that, and it could happen, but we haven't. It hasn't shown us any long trade yet. You know, we've done all the right things because we came up to the 50-60% level here, and then we've just watched it move back. We would have gone long above that high, and now we can use that high. So we'll still look to go long. I understand both sides of the market to a point, but yeah, it's just not clear. But we'll just need to put on our trader's hat. So coming over to USBHP, the ADR, which closed flat, not up 1 point, not down 1 point, but it closed exactly where it opened. So that's that. Closed here, opened here. So yeah, look, let's just go to the bigger picture here. This could be counted in 2 different ways here. So I just want to go to the bigger picture first, which the daily is pretty big. So it's the same old story here, is that we can have wave 3 up here. We can have this as an A wave, a B wave, and we're coming down for the C wave here. But with USBHP, we could also count this here up in 5 waves. So it could be wave 1 here, with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to here as wave 2. So wave 1 here, ABC for wave 2 here, and then continuing to climb here. So what we're doing about this is that on the bullish side is that we were tracking this move up here as 5 waves, and then we were looking for a pullback, and then we would look to move into that again on the long side. So that's really what we've been sort of doing here, really, because we could go long above here, of course, and then we could also go long above here, and now we're looking that we could possibly go long above here. But what I was looking for here was this move up here to top out, and then have an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave back into here, and then push up, and then we would bring it down to the top of the B wave here. I think I might have had it on the hourly chart here. No, I didn't. Just going back to the tick chart then. So that first move up here, yeah, I can play it like this with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, and then the ABC pattern here. So we can go long above this high here. But I was just sort of wondering if this is just a wave 4 or we'll get trapped. So we go up here, and then we have an ABC pattern here. So on the 20 tick chart, just on the 20 ticks, this changes a little bit here. So I've counted at 1 degree smaller here, but 1, 2 in here, and 3 and 4, and all the way up for 5 here. because that's pulled back below there, so it has to be wave 1, and then wave 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, the third wave, fourth wave, and then the fifth wave up here for just the third wave. And then I was looking for wave 4 over here, which I can put here. But this wave 4 here is really big compared to wave 2 over here. So I'm thinking, well, that can't be right. It would probably have to be wave 1 here. I mean, on the other little chart that I just had then, on the 100 ticks, I've got this as wave 1 here, and looking back for wave 2 here. Not that it's a big issue at this point in time. We've still got our ABC here. So the question is here that do we have wave 4 here, or do we have wave 2 here? Let's just assume for a moment that we went long above, we could go long above these highs that high, but going long above here would be the right thing to do as well. Must have talked about that before. Then that would get us trapped a little bit. So we would end up having, this would be wave 1 here and back for wave 2, and it'll be 3, 4, and 5, something of this nature. And if that was the case, then the market can pull back to the 50-60% retracement level, which would be back here where we already are here. So we could just bring that across. So if you went long here, right, then the stop would still need to be out of the way over here somewhere, just in case we've got this situation coming back here. It may not come back at this point because this correction's so big. It sort of reminds me more, it's more of a 1 and 2 at this point. So we probably won't come back, but we could come back. I mean, that's not very helpful, is it? But at least you know if that suits you or not as a trader, because you might be a short-term trader and you just want to trade up here for the period, or you might be a longer-term trader and go, okay, well, I'll buy half here, and if it comes back, I'll buy half here, and if not, if it makes support on 75, I'll add over here. I'll spread my bets around or something, So, yeah. Anyway, we'll just keep working with this here. Let's just have a look at Australia BHP. Okay, it's the same story here as well. So we've probably got wave 1 in here now. So same thing here. So we're looking for wave 3 over here with wave 4 here, and then wave 5 up here. But I just figured this was too small. So wave 5's got to go over here, and then this is just wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and going up strongly here. So, while the banks are correcting, maybe we'll see these push up here. I mean, at the end of the day, this is at 50 here, the US is at 80, but, this is really, sticking to this number, isn't it? So it hasn't got it as support yet, because if it had it as support, would be on that side of the market for sure. But we're just trying to get a position or two in here on this side and get onto the other side. So this little move up through here, we can remove that now. Yeah, so it looks what we're looking for here is 5 waves up here, then with an ABC back again, and then we'll buy the top of the B wave here. So that's what we were looking for. Let's just go into the tick chart. Okay, so I'm just going to make some assumptions here for the moment, and then I can adjust them later. I'll need to work on that. It's got to do with this gap here as well. But anyway, I'm okay with that. Let's just see how this plays out. So we'd be looking for an A and a B and C wave, and then a move up higher from that point. So I'll just put these in here roughly. It may be way off base here, but don't worry about that, because all we want to see here is we want to see a correction. And then we want to go long on that top of that B wave there, wherever that may be, you know, or we could draw a line through here and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's what we've been waiting for. So we'll see if we get this pullback in this area here now. Next, let's have a look at Rio. So Rio was it's same but different. What I was doing here, as you know, we were looking for, if I could just clear this up a little bit, we were looking for 5 waves up into this move here, and then a pullback from that point. So let's just go to the tick chart and check on that. Okay, bit of adjustment. So we're looking for that move here. Is that finished yet? That's the other question. A bit hard to see. I just don't know if there's another little move in here or not to give us that top. But the thing is that here we can see clear 1, 2, 3, and 4 here, and 5 coming up here. So what we want to see here, no rush, is some sort of ABC correction here. We want to see this. We want to see this trend corrected. And it will need to cross the line to do that. So that's what we're waiting for. If we miss it and I get it wrong, then we're going to have to look for it up here as a classic trading levels pattern on top of 130. And then we would be looking to take it at that point. If I'm totally wrong here and it just ends up sticking to the 130. But hopefully 8 is a profit taking number, 128. So let's just see if we can get this pullback here for Thursday, and then let's see if we can get in for the Friday. But yeah, I have to say it's looking quite good, really. Go back to the day chart here. It's looking good because, I mean, in America you would see this as the cup and handle kind of sort of thing, but it's getting that pent up sort of build there, and this move here being corrective is good. I mean, the only bearish count here would be looking down. This is wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C here for wave 2 and failing and coming down to that point. But I just don't think that's the case at this point. It's too big. This is too big here as a corrective move to the downside for this. So yeah, no, we're all good here. And the thing here with the trading levels, we've got 100 here, and then we've got 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, and 30. So it's their job here to pull the market back down to this number here. If the market finds support on the 130, then it's not going to be pulled back down to the 100. It's going to be pulled up to the 50. So having that tested support here on the 30, on the top of minor group 1, is extremely important. And normally we would look for, I should just explain this is kind of important. Normally we just sort of look for something like this here. That's basically it here, and then would push up from that point. But we don't have that. We've got this top here and we've got this top here. Double tops are never the end of the trend either. But the important thing here is that from, say, this high here all the way through to probably over here, because that's corrective, or even to here, that's basically an accumulation process here. So it's not going to spend very much time here. It will go off here quite quickly if it's going to go. It won't do this. Okay, it will just continue to move on through here. So just be aware of that. We want to really be looking for, you know, to be long above that, you know, 30 area there. But I'll just get this, remove this here. So yeah, instead of getting this normal classic trading levels pattern, what we've got is we've got all this build up here. This market's moved sideways through here. Sure, it's swung around a lot, but it's accumulating below the 130. That's what it's doing. And it won't be able to hold that forever. It'll just pop straight up through that. Let's check out FMG while we're here. It was up 1% yesterday. So the same sort of thing here is happening as well, but in this, this is the same as the other markets in its own way, of course, but with this market, the weak spot here, I could never count 5 waves up into this move here, so this is why I've got it as the B wave here. The other markets could be like this as well, so they could all just sort of fail from this point, and this move here would be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave over here now for that. But yeah, I mean, this is looking bullish. It's just that I don't have 5 waves here for this, so that's what sort of concerned me. I know I've got 3 waves here for this, so the correction, you know, could very well be done and dusted over here. It's just that I couldn't confirm it with that move up here in terms of 5 waves here, so I've always held it as the bearish count, and it's kind of kept me honest as well to a point. So just have a look at the tick chart here for a moment. Let's just check on this. We can use these. Can use that. Don't need any of these. That will do for the time being. It looks like we've got, if I can just repeat the process here. I mean, that looks like 5 waves. That could be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to this point. But what interests me the most is 1 and 2 in here, and I'm just going to call this 3 here, which is in line with the other markets, and 4 here, and 5 here that may or may not have topped out. There may be one other little move here, but at the same time, it doesn't matter what happens. What we're looking for here is we want this trend here to correct itself. So we want an A and a B and a C wave coming back into supply levels here, demand levels, and then move up from that point. And that's going to give us our long trade at that point on top of that B wave. So this is what we've been waiting for all week, really, for this. So that B wave there, we may be able to draw a line through there as well, so just be mindful of that. Unless I've made a mistake in here somewhere. I'm definitely 1 in here, so this counts a little bit better, so that's 1, that should be 2 there, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might already be there, actually. Shit, I hope I haven't missed it. So 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we may have it there already. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't want to go long just above here and have one more little pop up there. I can see from this low here we've got 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5. Just not sure about this little move here. And do we put wave 4 over to this side on that and have that there? And then go long above that top. I think we might, and that could, because now I need to go back and check the other guys, but a 1 here and 2 here already for this. It's possible because of this here. We'll just go over this again. Wave 1 here and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlap here for that. Okay, anyway, let's see what Thursday holds. We'll know at the end of the day anyway. So, better mosey on a bit here. So, need to have a look at copper. Copper hasn't really turned down like I thought it would here, because when we look at the Australian dollar, we've got our wave 4 here, and it's moved up like we wanted it to, hit our target area, and it's moving down. So we've got that bit more. It doesn't have to come this far down, by the way. It just really needs to make a low below here. And what you can do is count your 5 waves down here. So it should come down here somewhere. But takeaway here is it may just come down to here and then then get back up and try to, what you're looking for is that first high above the level at 75. That's your reference point. That's your long trade, okay? Now, we can refine that. That's not a problem, but let's just allow that to play out here further for this. But yeah, copper hasn't moved down. Let's just check on the US dollar index. So yeah, well, that's moved up nicely a little bit more, hasn't it? We've sort of called this in as wave 4 and we're looking for wave 5 to move up. Should make a new high above here. It should end up a little bit higher here. How far up, I'm not sure. The 92.50 is going to be a bit of a resistance there for that, but we'll just keep monitoring that. This is the 1 hour chart. On the daily chart for this, we're looking at it like we can open this up a little bit. Wave B here with 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here for blue, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 for blue, for 3, 4 and 5 for 3 here. And I know this is corrective because this move here is in 3 waves. So anyway, an A wave, a B wave, and we're looking for the C wave to move up here, which will be the same as copper moving down and the Australian dollar moving down, and probably in line with the euro and whatnot as well. So yeah, we're looking at that as 3 and 4 here and going up 5. It was a little bit dodgy down here, so we may end up having to rework that, but it does look like a nice third wave here. But anyway, we'll keep working on it. The top of wave A over here, or just above the wave A, would be fine too, and then we'll see this move down. When that moves down, we'll see copper move up, and we'll see Australian dollar move up, and all the related pairs do their pairing, so to speak. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, copper's still not moving down. So where's copper again? Here. Yeah, so what I was doing about this is that it puzzled me a little bit, because I can see what this little, I mean, we were coming down here nicely and then it's turned up here, but this here is telling, this pattern here I can see is bullish corrective. So that means that we should make a new high above here for that. So I went to the hourly chart, or the tick chart. I'll just have to redo that in a minute. But yeah, just looking at the hourly chart here, we've got it counted as wave A here and B here, and then 1 and 2 here for this. So then I thought, oh, I wonder if it's tucked in there, and it very well could be. We've got 1 and 2 and 3 here, and 4 and 5 here coming down here. So we've got 5 waves coming here. So this is probably the third wave in here. And then we've got 1 and 2 here. And then the third wave is this strong bit here, and the fourth, and then the last 5 waves here. So it's possible we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here already for this. And we're seeing this move to the upside here with wave 1 either here or here. And I need to check on that a bit more. And wave 2 here for this. And then we go up. So I'm thinking for copper, and this will be helpful for BHP, of course, this 9,500 here is obviously the line in the sand. This looks a little bit impulsive here as well. So what we'll just look for, this may correct coming back here a little bit and all those sort of things, but we still want that first high above the level. That's what we will look for, okay? And then we can go along from that point. It'll be the same pattern on the other copper charts in COMEX and all the rest of it, but yeah, that's what we're looking for. So we can be bullish here already with copper, but getting above this line here, having support on this line, taking out the B wave here, will confirm that. So yeah, we'll leave that at that. So we've looked at everything except gold. So we'll have a quick look at gold. Yeah, I will do a video today for gold. It's just that it hadn't moved and it was just in this sideways sort of pattern. I could see that it broke down, but this is a little bit messy, I know. I was just sort of doing some work on it quickly this morning, but we're looking for wave 3 here with wave 4 here. And then I'm trying to figure out the low here. It's a bit tricky to count all this. I could put this blue wave 4 in a triangle pattern over here as well and have this market finished here, so that low is in place. But one of the main takeaways here for us to call the low in here is that you can see that through here, that's really been the support for the market, hasn't it? And this is coming back and testing it. So if it was it's testing it, and it could fail from here, no doubt, and have one more wave down here, and that would be based on having my original wave 4 over here with wave 1 here and A, B, C for wave 2 here, and all of this is a third wave and the fourth wave here. But the fourth wave here is starting to overlap to the top of wave 1 here. It's okay for a little bit for a derivative with, leverage as such. But yeah, for this low to be in, if this low was in place here, we would need to see this head up into this, would need to see this supply level here become the support. So we would need to see something over here for this. We'd need to see a pattern like, we'd need to see something here. We need to see, this is the battle line, and we need to see this side winning by pushing back these guys. It's not the case. They're just testing it at this stage, and this can be an A and a B and a C wave here. There may even be another little high here, but just be very clear that it's this block here that you want as support, not as resistance to have the long trade. And if that's the case, then we can build in position below the 1800 and then also above the 1800. You can break those positions down, of course, but you want more on this side up here for that. So I don't know if the low's in. It could be, but we just need to be a little bit mindful, and this is how it would play out here for that. So I'll just leave it all at that. I'll just have a look at New Crest, see how that's sitting. Down 2%. Yeah. So as you know, I was looking for it to move back down. I can also see that this little move here is not finished yet. So there's going to be a bounce off this and another little move through here and so on. Maybe even cover this gap over here. Who knows? It's not quite finished yet for this. But it still makes a good case for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we're hanging in with that. We know this is 61.8% mark. It's down here. It's still no need to panic unless you've overtraded. Like I said, I've got some skin in the game here. Yeah, let's see how the 25 plays out here for this. Okay, I think I've covered everything here, so I'll leave it at that. Sorry for the long video, but that's life. Cheers.